Hey everyone, my name is Alfredo here with Alfredo's Auto Glass in Corona, California, and today I'm working on a 2020 Subaru Forester, and this one has the eyesight, so we have to recalibrate the camera. So you guys been asking me if I could share how the recalibrations go, so that's what I'm going to do today. We already replaced the windshield and we already recalibrated. I think I got a 99% accuracy, so I'm very happy with that. So let's just say we haven't replaced it yet. I'm gonna follow you guys, I'm gonna guide you through the steps. So first thing you want, oh by the way, I'm using Opti-Aim to do my recalibration, and I'm using my own target stand to do the recalibration. I already have that set up. So two things you wanna do before your installation. Number one, you want to set up your target. That's what sometimes takes a long time to level it and have it right where it needs to be. So in another video I shared about my stand, if it's not on my YouTube channel, it's on my Facebook group. Anyways, so when you first get started on the vehicle, you want to do a pre-scan. You want to pre-scan the vehicle, making sure there's no errors and nothing that won't allow you to continue with your recalibration and a safe replacement. So you want to do that first, and then that's called your before pre-scan, okay? And then you want to check the glass, make sure there's no defects or anything on the glass. You don't want to waste your time replacing everything and doing the recalibration, then you have a defect on the glass, or it could be many things, but check your glass and then continue with your replacement. After you do your replacement, you want to do another before scan, but now it's your before scan before your recalibration, okay? So you do that after the replacement and everything's good, there's no codes, you go on to do the recalibration. So like I said, I'm using Opti-Aim, so I really like Opti-Aim because they make it really easy for me. And anyways, they give me a printout of the instructions, everything that I have to do. My wife beforehand, she prints out everything for me and puts the customer's name and everything. And if there's any notes on this specific model, she'll write it down for me. But everything's really nice and convenient. So, like I said, the target is very important. So let me talk about the target really fast, even though I already have it ready for me. So I use this stand for many different vehicles, and thanks God I haven't had any problems at all whatsoever with this being metal. Every recalibration, thanks God it's been going excellent. I have not had any issues with it. And anyway, so what I do to save myself a lot of time, I'm able to draw behind. So what I do, I use a blade and pretty much engrave my stand, and I already have quite a few already lined up. So whenever I'm ready to do another one, I just line it up where it goes in the line, follow it through, and that's it. It's ready to go. That makes it a lot easier. So on this one, in this specific installation on target positioning, you gotta do 1,000 millimeters from top to bottom. So there's my 1,000. Make sure it's lined up correctly. 1,000 right there. Oh, you got to make sure that your board's level. And then here's another 1,000 right there. I'm very into having everything accurate. I like to have the measurements exact. Sometimes I do it 2 or 3 times. But it's very important to have it very accurate. So on this board, I already have a center point. So sometimes it's hard to see. So what I do, I put little tape, temporary. Before I do the recalibration, I remove it. And this is aligning the center point. And as you can see across, it's all the way to the bottom. Like right there, it could either be off when I just move it. The target could be off, or my center line could be off, so it's a little bit off. I'm looking at the center line. So at any point, you just want to make make it a little darker, just get close to it. And as you can see right here, my hand, how it darkens and I'm able to see the line. So there it is. It's pretty much level right now. Ready to do the scan. But your target is very important that it's aligned correctly, okay? So, and before you do don't forget to remove everything once you're ready to do the recalibration. Always leave like a little end of the tape so you're able to like kind of fold it so it's easier for you to remove the tape. Same thing on the floor. So now I'm going to move on to finding my center line on the vehicle. Right now, like I said, I already have it done, so it's going to save me a lot of time. Wait, I skipped one step. You got to make sure you open up the door. You make sure what the tire, the TPMS, the tire pressure should be at. This one has 35 on the front and I believe 33 on the back. So I use this from Milwaukee. It's very, very, very helpful because you just turn it on and set the temperature that the pressure that you want to have. Turn it on and it automatically has it sets it up for you, whatever you need to be. Makes it a lot easier and accurate. So you moved on to the next step, which is I'm going to make my A and B to C center line. So what I'm going to be using is a laser and a plumb. This is point A, and on all these Subarus, I like to use, you see this center, that gives me my center point. This start right here on Subaru. I mean, at least on this model, it's being very accurate. So I turn on my laser, and you don't want to be too close because you want to be able to see the line. And they have this tool that you can use. But what I like about what I'm doing right now, I'm able to use my thumb. Like if I need to move it to the right, to the left, I just put my thumb in the floor and center it. So there is my center point. Okay, so and then just to confirm it right here, I'll use my plumb. Just let it rest on the floor a little bit, that way it doesn't swing too much. So there's my center point, and normally you'll grab it and push it through and engrave it. See, I'm moving it, and then that gives you your center point. Of course, it's already done. So let's go to the front now, and then of course you want to take this down very well because you're going to stretch the rope very tight. So now come on this side, and it's gonna be a little bit more difficult because I already have see, I'm moving the line already, so you can see how critical that it could be. So I'm finding the center point. Same thing, if you want to use your thumb on the floor to move it side to side. Okay, so there's my center point, and now you can come here and see where my center point is, right over that line right there. I mean, I know it's kind of hard to see because there's no light, but that's your goal right there. And I think sorry, I just moved it. So I'm gonna double check again on the top. Good. Can you see it down here? Okay, so now that's where my line. Are you able to see? Or kinda? That's okay if you can't see, but at least they can see from far away. Okay, so, and then of course I use my plumb. sometimes that license plate, if it's on your way, you might want to remove it. But there it is. Pretty much on. Wait, if it moves, just go up and down. You can see how I'm in the center right here. Very important. And now I'm in the center down there. Okay, so I make a cross right there. That's point B. And then it's asking to extend to 5,000 millimeters. So you'll grab your tape measure. I'm messing up my line now. Oh, going back to where it's supposed to be. So you of course do 5,000 all the way past that point. So you'll grab your tape measure. I like to go on the right side because my tape measure, it has the millimeters on the left side of my tape measure. All right, come back here, son. Light it up and come over here. So there's my 5,000. So I call this CX, my center cross line. So now this is my center cross line. So now, of course, I missed something. Before you make this line, of course, you're going to be pulling this. So this will be really helpful if you have two people. One of them could be, see how far it is. It's hard for you to see. I mean, you can do it. And even with a laser, it will be very helpful as well. But you have to stretch this, and then someone that is standing right next to the line has to tell you, okay, it's crossing right over point B. And on the back, so I should explain this. Maybe these are, I didn't learn this at first, so maybe this would help you. Let's go in the back really quick. These little tips, you know, I know there's a lot of people already doing it, but for those that are not doing it yet, this might be helpful. So when you have, let's say when you start with point A and you have a little cross right here where you got to go, like if you want to find the correct straight line, you'll grab your finger like this on the front and the back, and then you center it correctly on that center point, and you tape it down, okay? And then once again, you're gonna go ahead over here, okay, making sure that you're right over it. And yes, I am. So I'm right over my point, but I mean, little tip, because you know, I didn't know at the beginning and made it a little bit difficult. So we found our A, B, and C line going across, and then it's also asking you, well, that's second. So now we're done with our center line, okay? So that's done. And then next we're gonna do the wheels. That could be sometimes a little bit more complicated. There's instructions, but we go around the, let me bring it over here. We don't use a plumb because I find that the laser is more accurate in this step. So, and this is, I mean, for those of you that are using the Optien, if this helps you. So right now, it's telling you to use a plumb and find the center of the wheel and of the actual wheel. And as you can see, sometimes the tire could be in the way, and it's kind of hard to find. I mean, it's doable for sure. I've done it before, but you can see how it's straight. But they have this tool, and makes it a lot easier. Let's just say I don't know where it is. So if you don't know where it is, you're gonna have a tape ready. You're gonna put your laser ready. You're gonna find that center point, and just be conscious, you know, that you're like parallel to the wheel. You don't want to put the laser way over here. You know, you want to put the laser right in front of it. and be as parallel as possible to the wheel. Okay, so I'm finding the center point right there. Just a rough center point, not 100%. This is just so that I could put my tape down. So I put where I think is going to go. Grab the tape right here, right in the center of the cross. Put it right here like this. Move this away and put it across. Now you're going to be able to come back, and now I'm really going to find it where I want it to go. So I want to find that center point, and what it really helps me sometimes is to go back a little bit myself, like right here. Like you're kind of looking at left to right. See, like right now, when you scoot back a little bit, it's telling me a little bit to the right. And I'm looking at this circle right here, finding that center point of the wheel. If you want to measure from here to here, I've done that before, but after doing it so many times, this has been very accurate for me. So now I'm moving on to the plate on the floor. So I want to find, are you able to see the laser there? Okay, yeah. You'll see the laser going through here, and I'm making sure that that laser is going through the center of this hole, and here on the cross, and then here, that everything's aligned. And then of course you'll grab your marker and fill it in. So, but I already did that, and it's already marked right there. So I don't need to do that again. If you do mess up, so I like to do it sometimes twice, just put a tape over it and that'll erase it. That's why I have another tape. You see how it was just a little bit off. Just put another tape over it and restart all over again. So I do it here on this wheel, then I do the same thing on this wheel, and after I'm done with, actually I normally start on the back wheel and then the front wheel, and then this is the next step. You gotta, right now this is P2, P1, and I'm gonna find point F2 on the very front. So I use this tool right here. It comes in my kit. So I come right in front of it, and then as the center line, I put the target as accurate as possible. And then there's this one tool that comes with the kit, but I prefer to use this is the tool that it comes, and it's a good tool. The only thing the reason why I don't use it is because when this is sitting on the floor, you can see the laser even more stronger on the floor. So that's the reason why. And like I said, so the technique goes that you want to find on this point and that point, the right hand side, and then start working your way from there. So now I'm going to find myself the center point, and I'm also over here in the, okay, I think this right here, I'm going to see this line, it crosses right through the line, okay, and then it crosses right to this line, and it crosses right over this line, as you can see. And that's how accurate you want to be. Very important. If you can see that. But anyways, it's right there. And it's important for you to find. And then of course, I mark my point. And then you do the same thing on the other side. So once again, little tips. I'm forgetting little tips for those that are barely getting into it. You want to put the tape measure on this side. And if you want to just double check, you can use another rope if you have one, and a string, and do the same thing. If you don't want to do the laser, you could also do the string and find it. So when you have the tape measure, this will save you a little bit of time for those of you that are new doing this. So let's say, at least this helps me. So you'll have your tape measure out, right? Okay. and let's say that whatever the measurement is. So once this is here, wherever it is, I don't want to mess up the target board. So there it is. You'll put the tape right where you think it is, just roughly, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect. And then you'll grab your marker. Let me grab my marker. And then you'll see the green, you'll mark it, and then at the end, and then you'll make your line going across, okay? And then you'll find whatever, let's say it was 4,000. I know it's a 10, but I just think. And then you'll have the tape measure, the distance from here to here should be the same distance from the point over there. That way you're very, very accurate. And then you'll grab a little dot, make a little dot, and then you just move a little forward, make another little dot. Come here, and of course, connect the dots. And once again, you're in your center point. And then the two little dots where the laser was going, you'll find it. Sometimes if you go like this, you'll be able to see the laser where it's crossing. And then once again, you'll make that going across. And then you see where that laser, as you know, just cover up a little bit, you'll see the laser going through there. That's helpful. I mean, for me, hopefully it's helpful for you guys. So, and then the way you find the center point, you have the your laser here, and it should shoot the beam right in the center point of the cross, and then it should light up right over your rope or string, and then that's it for setting up in the floor. I know it's a lot faster like this, but when you're actually doing it, it takes time. So just keep that in mind. It's not that fast, and you want to be very accurate. That way the recalibration goes really easy and really fast. And okay, so one tip on the recalibration, when it's asking you to push the two buttons, the pre-collision alert and the lane keep assist, you might want to have someone hold the iPad for you. That way you hit the OK button, because you have to hold it, okay? You have to hold it. You have to hold the two buttons and then hit OK. The buttons are up here. They're not here. They're up there, 1 and 2. You push it, you hold it, okay? And then, because that's one of the things that I know might be a little confusing, so that's the reason why I'm pointing it out. So you hold it. You don't want to lean on the car, because then it's going to do the recalibration and you're pushing the car. You're setting the target off. So you don't want to put any weight either, because now with the weight, it's going to be uneven. So hold the button, hit OK, and after that, it tells you to release. You release and continue with the recalibration. So that's it. I hope it's, you know, this helps you guys at least have an idea of what the recalibrations are like. And thank you for your positive comments. Thank you for all of my subscribers. I'm very blessed, and God bless you. And I highly recommend you guys got to get a recalibration. Put these vehicles back in the road safely. It is very important to, you know, put the car back to the way it was. And, you know, people buy these vehicles for further features. You don't want to send it out and not working 100%. So have a blessed day, and thanks for subscribing. Hit that like button, and you guys have a blessed week. All right, guys, time for you to test drive the vehicle yourself. At the end of the day, we're the ones responsible that we're giving the car back to the customer, assuring that the recalibration went 100%. So just did a test drive, but I want to show you guys the importance, how this works, okay? How accurate this is. So let's say I'm driving and someone's falling asleep and they're getting in off the shoulder. Even the vehicle will steer you back to the lane. Okay, I don't want to completely let go, but I'm just going to hover over. As you can see, right now is going to point the photo. Can you see both at the same time? Okay, watch this. Okay, this is, you're able to see the lane very as soon as I cross the light. I'm going to kind of let go and lean towards my left, and I'm going to let go a little bit on the steering wheel. See how it steers the vehicle back into its lane, and it's actually beeping, giving me a warning sign. But this is how important it is. You know, this could save someone's life. See how it steers me back into my lane and how it beeps. This is how important it is. And they have brought me vehicles where they replace a windshield from another company, and I'm the one doing recalibrations. And I test drive the vehicle before doing the recalibration, and I could tell you that they could be really off. You could literally be going, see this one let me, but you could be going into the lane like that and it's barely beeping when you're already on the other lane. That's how important it is. And on this one you could see before I cross the lane it already warns me. So this is another step you got to do before you hit that successful completion of the recalibration. And you know, we take responsibility on doing every job that we do, that we give it back to the customer safely. See right here on the cluster right here, it's showing that when it reads the lanes. If it's reading the lanes, it shows, see, like right there. So now if I hear how it's steering the vehicle back by itself, I want to make sure that there's cars coming, but if I'm going off to the lane, it beeps automatically. Here, going to the right off. See? So guys, please don't forget to test drive your recalibrations before you give it back to the customer. This is just another step that you have to do to complete a successful recalibration.